Half-time in the 2005 Champions League final, and Liverpool were losing 3-0 to AC Milan, was over. Everyone knew it was over. 6 minutes in the second half changed football history forever. The final was played on the 25th of May 2005 in Istanbul, Turkey. On one side, AC Milan, packed with world-class stars and one of the finest sides in Europe. On the other, Liverpool. A good team, but clear underdogs, not expected to live with Milan's quality. Few gave them a real chance before kick-off, and the first half proved the doubters right. Disaster struck almost immediately. Inside the first minute, Milan's captain Paolo Maldini smashed the ball home from a free kick. Liverpool were behind before they had even settled into the match. It got worse. Milan's striker Hernan Crespo added 2 more before half-time, one a cool finish, the other a delicate chip. By the interval, Liverpool were 3-0 down and looked broken. The half-time dressing room should have been a funeral. 3-0 down in a European final against a great side is, in almost every case, an impossible position to recover from. But something shifted. The Liverpool players and their manager refused to accept it was finished. The fans, incredibly, kept singing. That belief, more than any tactic, lit the fuse for what came next. There was a tactical tweak too. Liverpool changed shape, pushing an extra man into midfield to stop Milan controlling the ball. It gave them a foothold. But the real story was momentum. The manager, Rafael Benitez, deserves real credit. His halftime changes, in shape and in message, gave a beaten team a plan and a reason to believe again. Then came the 6 minutes that defined a generation. In the 54th minute, captain Steven Gerrard rose to head in a cross. 3-1. Suddenly, the impossible had the faintest heartbeat. 2 minutes later, Vladimir Smicer struck from distance. The ball flew low into the corner, 3-2. The Liverpool end erupted. Milan, so calm minutes earlier, began to look rattled. The stadium was shaking now. Liverpool poured forward, sensing something extraordinary. Gerrard burst into the box and was fouled. The referee pointed to the spot, a penalty and a chance to level. Xabi Alonso stepped up. His penalty was saved, but he reacted first and smashed in the rebound, 3-3. In just 6 astonishing minutes, Liverpool had wiped out a 3-goal deficit. Gerrard's performance became the stuff of legend. His header started the comeback, and his relentless driving forward dragged teammates with him when it would have been easy to fold. Take a breath and consider it. 3-0 down at half-time in a European final against one of the best teams on earth. And now, somehow, it was all square. It defied belief. Milan were shell-shocked, but they were still brilliant. In extra time, they came again and again. Liverpool's keeper Jerzy Dudek produced a double save that seemed to defy physics itself. The match finished 3-3 and it went to penalties. After the chaos of the comeback, the final would be decided by nerve from 12 yards in front of a roaring, exhausted crowd. Dudek became the hero. He danced on his line to distract the takers and save the crucial spot kicks. When the last Milan penalty was stopped, Liverpool were champions of Europe once more. The scenes were unforgettable. Players who had been beaten men at half-time now stood as European champions. Grown supporters wept. It instantly became known simply as the miracle of Istanbul. So there were a few reasons. Part of it was the tactical change that steadied midfield. But mostly it was belief, momentum, and a refusal to surrender when every logical sign said the game was gone. Milan's collapse matters too. A great side simply froze, unable to stop the tide once it turned. Football is a game of the mind as much as the feet, and their minds buckled that night. Here is my honest opinion. Istanbul is the greatest comeback the sport has ever seen. Not because of the tactics, but because it proved that belief can bend a result the numbers had already sealed. The lesson reaches beyond football. A contest is not over until it is actually finished. Momentum, self-belief, and one brave push can overturn a lead that looked utterly safe. For Liverpool, it defined an era and a mentality. For Milan, it was a scar that took years to heal. One half of football separated triumph from heartbreak by the thinnest of margins. So that is the miracle of Istanbul. 3 goals in 6 minutes, a level game against the odds, and victory on penalties. The night football proved that no lead is ever truly safe. Milan never truly recovered from it emotionally. When the two sides met again in a later final, the memory of Istanbul hung heavily over everything that happened. If you love football stories told straight, subscribe to Sports Vogue so the next one finds you. And share this with a mate who would argue about it all night. And tell us in the comments which story we should break down next. We will see you at the next one.